Yeah, how exciting is it to kick off the season with a showdown?
No, we were super excited. It's been a long wait. I think all of the players were probably ready to play a month and a half ago, but we're here now. So tomorrow we get to jump into it, and obviously, to have a showdown, crosstown rivalry to kick things off is going to be super exciting. Hopefully, we can pack out Nord Oval and create a really great atmosphere.
A couple of debutants out there as well.
Yeah, so both have played AFLW before, but Yvonne Bonner has come back from the other side of the world, 36-year-old mum, but she's been amazing since she's joined us. Just hasn't missed a training session, and just loves the work. So we're really excited to see what she can do. And then Sarah Goodwin comes in for our first game for us as well. So great for those two players, and I'm sure they'll love the atmosphere that hopefully will get created here tomorrow.
Sarah, been looking forward to taking on her old side.
Yeah, so it's obviously a bit challenging in your first hit out with us to come up against your former team, but she's probably played with and against a lot of these girls coming through the underage ranks, so I'm sure they've probably played against each other a number of times in the past.
What have been your main takeouts from your pre-season?
That it was long, that our players worked incredibly hard, probably even going back before the pre-season. They've essentially been going since late January, and so it's probably just time to play, but overall, the pre-season was good. We had two good hit-outs against Brisbane and Geelong, and we saw some things that we liked in those games and a couple of things we weren't that happy with, but ultimately all that sort of gets shoveled to one side now, and we get into the real stuff, which is exciting.
Any extra attention to Ash Saint tomorrow?
Who's Ash Saint? Oh, Ash Woodland. Yeah, Ash Saint. No, I know it's Ash Saint. Yeah. No, obviously. So I mean, one of the things from Port Adelaide's perspective, I'm sure Lauren will talk to that a little bit next, but they've added an amazing amount of experience since the corresponding game last year. So obviously Ash, but then Cuthbertson in the back half, and Gemma Houghton didn't play the last time we went around. So they've definitely added some experience and an exciting young ruck in Scholes. So so we're ready. We know that they're going to be a great challenge, and we're obviously well aware of the talents of some of those players that have come in, so it'll be fun.
How much of your preparations in the past few weeks been hampered by Sarah Allen's injury?
Yeah, very disappointing. A little bit shattering, if I'm honest. But I guess the positive was that she actually didn't play either of our pre-season games, so our defensive crew had to sort of manage without her for the first time in forever, really. So she's been a centrepiece to our defence, clearly, but we're going to be without her for the majority of the season at this stage. So she's starting her rehab process. It's going to take her a while, and until she comes back, it's up to those that are there to get the job done.
We asked her this the other day, but what does it mean from just a reshuffle perspective?
Yeah, well, as I said, the two games that we've had through the pre-season, she didn't play either of those games, so there won't be a great reshuffle. We'll just essentially roll with what we've been doing in those matches.
Just in terms of the fact that there has been such change with both clubs from the last showdown, how much can you actually take out of that game and that result? Yeah,
honestly, it was probably that. I think in the history of showdown, I think that one will be the aberration, because Port were coming off of a really limited preparation with a really young squad, and then, as I've highlighted since then, you add 5 really good players. You add the fact that they've had the Rising Star winner and the Rising Star runner-up, so 7 highly talented players, and that doesn't mention Erin Phillips, Justine Mules, or Ange Foley. So their profile is a lot different, and it'll be a cracking game. I think it'll be what we'll see from here on forward in terms of the rivalry and the competitiveness of these two teams. If you look at the underage footy getting played in SA, the last 2 under-18 championships have fallen to South Australia, so there's a wave of talent coming through, which is really exciting, and and both clubs will ultimately benefit from that. Even in if they go to a national draft scenario, having great local talent is a great bonus for South Australian footy. And since I've been in the role, one of the frustrations was seeing some of that South Australian talent having to go interstate to get an opportunity, whereas now the majority of them are going to end up playing either for us, we hope all the good ones, and then also for Port.
So you're expecting a much hotter contest in the middle this time round?
It's going to be on, yeah. It's going to be a cracker. So for those that are coming along, expect a fierce contest because, that's what it'll be.
What do you make of playing a showdown here? Do you prefer the smaller venue? Would you rather it be at Adelaide Oval?
I don't really care where it is, to be honest, if I'm being 100% frank. I think the advantage of this venue will be, between both clubs there's over sort of 10,000 AFLW members, and so if we can get this place full, then the atmosphere will be electric. Probably an advantage of AFLW over the AFL is that we will see a truly split crowd, so you'll get a better atmosphere, in my opinion. It's probably something I think that they could look at in men's footy, is to try and break that crowd up so that you get that that real rivalry, that real sense of theatre amongst the fans. So hopefully we get that tomorrow and ongoing.
Are you expecting Aaron to play a little bit closer to the ball?
Yeah, well, that would be the indication from their pre-season games, but we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, we're pretty aware that she's a pretty handy midfielder. It did look like she's been playing a little bit more up the ground, probably as a result of some of the forward talent they've brought in. And if that's the case, then we'll see how that shakes out.